Good morning everyone, it's Yvonne here from the Aussie Goddess, here to do your What's Crackin' for Sunday the 14th of October. Cards are a bit lively. Oh, I like that one jumped out. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel and for your beautiful comments. I get up every day and read them. Sometimes I don't get to read them till later in the day, but you'll always know I've read them because I'll give them a heart. I do appreciate them all, every one of them. So I love to hear about yourselves and how it fits with you on your journey. If you haven't subscribed to me yet, please, I'd love to have you on board. However, if my readings don't resonate with you, then please move on. Today I'm going to use the Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan, which is that one. I'm not sure, I might use the other pack to do the other reading today. And then later today I'll get to your weeklies, so you can have a look later to get your weeklies. So I hope you're all doing well. It's beautiful that I'm getting messages from all over the world. And like I keep saying, I'm incredibly humbled by the experience. So please remember that how important you all are, every one of you, to me. Thank you. Okay, we're ready to do a reading. Okay, Seven of Pentacles. This is your energy. The Seven of Pentacles. Now remember, this is general energy for, as many people as I can get in. So it seems to be resonating with a fair few of you. So I know I'm obviously hitting the mark. If it doesn't resonate, then maybe tomorrow will be right. The other thing you need to keep in mind too is it may last for a few days. It may last for a week. Even though it's a daily read, the energies it's picking up may go for a few days. So don't sort of expect everything to happen straight away. I still have readings there I had 3 years ago that are only just beginning to manifest. So it depends on what work you put in, what's happening in the universe. If you're waiting on someone to come back, what work they're putting in. It will happen, but it might take a while. However, when I shuffle the cards, I'm looking for a daily energy. So this is where the energies are today. Seven of Pentacles talks about planting things or waiting for things to come to fruition. You see the guy here, he's got everything all ready to go and he's sitting waiting. Now, I have a very good friend of mine and I talk to her about patience all the time, but to be honest with you, I'm not terribly good with patience either. And it's a lesson I have to learn, and I know that Spirit gives me that lesson all the time. So I acknowledge that I'm not a very patient person. So this talks about patience, it talks about waiting, it talks about planting seeds for the future, manifesting, but waiting for it to come true. So all of those things in the Seven of Pentacles. That's your general energy. Okay, so the first card that comes out is the card of Karma, which is the Justice card in the Rider-Waite or most tarots. It still means it's karma. This talks about having a second chance at something, a rebirth of something, doing things differently this time. Sometimes it's sort of like people may have had a break from something and they get a chance to go back and do it again. It's a beautiful card because it talks about karma, and karma is, of course, the return of energy to you because you've done something right. There's a lot of explanations for karma, but the way I see it is, whatever you're doing a certain way would be returned to you a certain way. Doesn't necessarily mean it will come back exactly the same either. So if you're working and doing what you need to do to resolve something that you've done in the past, then you're recognised for that. It's like that whole give and take thing. Okay, and then we have a King of Wands here. This feels like a person to me, so it's a Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Very much has a feeling of a person, not so much an energy. So maybe that you have some karma with this person, and maybe you have been trying to call them back in with the Seven of Pentacles at the beginning. This person could be male or female. They're gorgeous. They're good looking to you, sexy, attractive, all those things. They're also very, very passionate, calm in their own environment, very comfortable, very successful. And this person is coming up here. So it feels to me like, before I go much further, that you have some sort of karma with this person. Now, again, we don't always think romantic, because it could be that you have brother, father, cousin, uncle, whatever, someone at work that you have some karma that you need to work with them. So it could have been that something happened in the past from them to you or you to them, and something has to be resolved here. Okay, and then we have the Three of Cups come in. Now, the Three of Cups sometimes talks about a third party, and it actually has quite a strong feeling here. And you know I go backwards and forwards on some cards. This particular one now feels like there's some sort of karma here with someone you've been dealing with who may have had a third party. You could be in this third party because you might have tried to manifest a relationship with this person, but they're unable to come to you at the moment. It could change, but that's sort of how it's feeling in that regard. It could be that that you're waiting for this person to choose you over someone else. And it could be that it's not a third party. It could be that there's something else that's stopping this person coming to you. It could be that they're tied up in something else, a group or job or some sort of prospect where they can't actually release themselves from that just yet. Okay, and then we have the Ten of Pentacles. Now, it's a beautiful card because it's sort of like your ultimate family happiness, security, stability card. So some people here who are listening actually see this person as like their pinnacle of their happiness. They may have had some dealings with this person in a business sense, and they're waiting for something to be returned. So, for example, if you were in business with this person, there could be a return on investment, something coming back to you anyway from this relationship. So it could very well be work or business. Maybe there's been a windfall here, and this person's got a windfall and you're waiting for a payout because there's some celebration here as well. Definitely coming back to you, though, in a karmic way. Very nice. So here's the Ten of Cups. So we have a couple of endings here as well. So it could be the end of financial trouble with this celebration in the Three of Cups. It could be the end of worries and trauma waiting for someone to be returned to you. Either way, this is, you know, a beautiful card to have here because it shows that you're on the right path there. And then we have a Page of Cups, which looks like to me like an offer from someone, quite possibly a water sign here. So even though the King of Wands is here, don't forget the energies can go backwards and forwards with the star sign. So it could be someone who's a water sign with a lot of fire in their house or a lot of fire in their chart, and vice versa. A Leo with a lot of Scorpio, for example. But this is someone making an offer to you, and it is an offer of something that feels like love. So it definitely feels like the return of someone that you've been waiting on to make a decision here. That's the way it's really feeling for me. That's the strongest energy coming through. And an offer of love here. Yeah, this has been something you've manifested. There's a lot of hope and love and some sort of destiny here with this person. So people waiting on people to come out of third-party relationships, it's looking pretty good for you here. Because there's definitely this feeling of stability and love here. And definitely an offer coming in. I don't know that the offer is big at this time because it's only a page. If any of you have had custody issues, there's perhaps some of you that have had children that you've been waiting to hear on custody. And I can tell you that it looks as though that custody decision goes in your favour. Because with the three people here, I'm thinking that perhaps somebody's had, you know, like a partner and they've gone for custody. So definitely that feel as well. There's another message here too. Sorry, there seems to be a lot of messages this morning. There's some sort of karmic delivery here for you. Something turning in your favour, and definitely something you've wished for, something you've waited for, something you've been incredibly patient for. Look at this. What a beautiful reading. Okay, so the universe, whatever this is, The karma is now returning to you in a good way. It's like the wheels now turning in your favour. Whatever it is for you people here, and I know it's going to be a lot of different things, general energies are something is being returned to you that you have manifested and worked very hard towards in a spiritual sense. Something that you have... you've put in a lot of energy here. It's very beautiful, but definitely the Wheel of Fortune turning in your favour. Now, a decision has to be made here because there's some balance that's needed. I'm not sure what this refers to at the moment, but if somebody coming back to you that you've tried to will back, if it's somebody coming to you that you have wished for, if it's a child being returned to you through a custody case or sitting with you through a custody case, I can say to you that there's some decision that needs to be made in regard to this. There's a definite balancing of energies here. So whatever it is that you're waiting on, you're balancing up. Oh, and then we have a King of Pentacles. So for you, this is where you sit now. So for the energy of the person who this reading is for, you now sit in this element of the King of Pentacles. So you're very much grounded, understand why this has happened. You are very focused on your future. You have a very down-to-earth attitude. You hold no grudges, no bearings. You're just happy with this outcome, whatever it is. But it puts you in this element here, and this is definitely the energies that you're putting out. So it's like, look at you. So if it was money you were waiting to come in, you received the money. This is tangible stuff here. So whatever you've been waiting for is being returned to you because it's making you feel very, very much like the King of Pentacles. It's a beautiful outcome on that reading. You know me, I love a good story. So whatever it is, good outcome. Let's get an oracle card here. Definitely a bit of a slow start to the Sunday for me. Okay. So Acacia here talks about being a spiritual teacher. You have the ability to counsel others and help them awaken their spiritual gifts and divine life mission. Now, I know a few people have written to me about being, you know, spiritually moving into a direction of life coaching and a few other things, teaching. I think this card is for you. Maybe because you've sent a message to me and you want confirmation. So for those of you who are studying or doing some sort of spiritual... taking some sort of spiritual path, the universe has just skipped in there to give you that card. And I've been doing this a lot lately because it doesn't sit with the reading, but I have a huge feeling there are people out there who need that confirmation. So if you're doing counselling, teaching others, life coaching, helping other people awaken from their spiritual gifts, divine life missions, I know that my ultimate one is, you know, through my experience of my childhood through to, you know, sort of going through what I've done is something that comes up a lot when I'm doing readings, especially at fairs and in person. And I know that I'm there to help and guide people who've been through similar experiences. So obviously you are too, and that's really nice to know. So, okay. All right, so the card that's come out for this reading is Grace and Antoinette, and it talks about helping people heal the situation, but making sure that you see the other person's view with compassion. So whatever this is for you, and I've got that with this King of Pentacles, you know, it's about accepting that the decision made has been yours, that you can't, you know, still feel angry towards the other party, whatever's happened here. It's about forgiving, or excuse me, about forgiving and releasing the other person. For your own benefit, you know, I always say that because people think that when you're forgiving, you're doing something kind for the other person. No, when you're forgiving, you're doing something kind to yourself because you're allowing yourself the room to heal. All right, nearly on 15 minutes. Thanks, guys.